Empire presents the Word on the Beat talk show. I'm your host, Jen K, and you're tuned in to another exciting episode. So turn that volume up, sit back, and enjoy the show. What's up, everybody? This is Jen K with Word on the Beat. I'm so excited for my guest today. He is an artist, which I found out recently, and he's also the host of Circle Talk podcast. Please help me welcome David Hayes.
What's up? How y'all doing out there?
How have you been?
This week has been a challenge, but, we are here and I'm excited to be here. I've been anticipating this interview for a very long time.
A very long time. It has been, yes.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. And you had me on your show, which was awesome last year.
Right.
And we've just been trying to get it scheduled
the
here for a while.
It's just crazy. You have your podcast, I have my podcast.
And we have life.
Many life, altering things happening throughout our days. And so, here we are. We made it.
We made it.
Yeah.
Now, I recently, within the last year, found out that you're actually an artist as well. So, do you still make music?
Well, yes, I do. I've actually, I'm gonna try and condense the story because it's a long one, you guys. I'm an older cat. I've been in the game for a long time, but I've been doing music for, 28 years. I've been doing music. Fresh out of high school, I was, touring with my friends. We was in a group called Unique. And we did that for about 7 years, and then I got bored with that and decided to go solo, and went solo in 2006. That's aging it right there. 2006, I went solo, and I performed by myself for 5 years, and in 2011, I kind of ventured away from music.
Okay.
And up until recently, I really started writing again, and I've done a few songs, which if you guys go to my TikTok and my YouTube, you can hear the new songs. I have 3 new ones out, and there's a lot on the way. So I'm getting back into it for sure.
Awesome. Okay. Well, what specifically drew you to R&B and soul? Because that's what your main.
I mean, yes. I was born and raised in the church, obviously, and gospel and R&B kind of coexist in the same realm of things.
Yeah.
And so, coming up, all I knew was gospel music. I went to academy from kindergarten to 5th grade, and halfway through 5th grade, my mom got a job working at an elementary school, and so I ventured over into second half of elementary, my 5th grade year, and there was just a cultural shock of things, and really R&B didn't really come into effect until my mom and dad kind of separated, and I would go to my mom's house and all we would listen to was gospel music, and then I'd go to my dad's, and my dad was always about the oldies and soul and the Rolling Stones. He was a big R&B cat, and so I had a little bit of both of them inside of me, and so just growing up, just really enjoyed people like New Edition, Bobby Brown, all of them cats.
Yeah.
That was really where I got the love for R&B music, and just kind of been going ever since, just venturing in that. So.
Okay, nice. And I've always wondered how certain artists approach their songwriting. How do you do it? Do you have to have a beat first? Can you just write? Do you start with the chorus and go into lyric?
Verses? It's funny. I mean, there's many ways to write in music. I think for me, I was really big on writing poetry. That was something that I did in middle school and high school, and I just learned that a lot of songs come from a simple poem. And for me these days, I do a lot of listening to instrumentals, and a lot of times when I listen to the instrumentals, whatever I get, a feeling that I get, is usually how I come up with a lot of the songs that I've came with. Like my last 3 songs, I mean, you know, my lady's over here, she'll tell you I literally sat down and we listened to them together. You know, one of the songs we was listening to, she fell asleep, woke up, and the song was done. You know, but it's about a feeling, it's about an emotion, it's about what you get from that beat. You know,
Yeah.
if it's rough and heavy, obviously you want to write something that's going to be rough and heavy. If it's soft and subtle, then you know there's going to be some emotion to it. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing as far as music goes. I do it pretty much any way, but today I've been doing a lot of listening and putting, you know, pen to the pad after hearing something that really you know touches me. You know what I mean? So
Okay, awesome.
Sure enough.
Yeah. I really want to get into circle talk specifically because that's what we're here for.
Sure.
But I did notice you like would post TikToks of you recording. And I was like, I wonder if like it's out, if that music's out. So I'm gonna definitely be checking that out.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now, how long have you been doing Circle Talk?
Circle Talk started January 8th, 2021 was my first episode, and I did it with a good friend of mine, Brendan Nelson. Shout out to Brendan Nelson, Tacoma guy. I was actually, I had a co-host, his name was Chuck Marlowe. He's the one that kind of got me started on podcasting. He was the first, the second, let me not forget about Chantel Jackson. Shout out to Chantel Jackson. She was the first person to interview me. But Chuck Marlowe was the second person to interview me when I first came out with The Circle. And we had such an amazing connection that after we got finished with our conversation on his podcast, we talked for like an hour and a half afterwards. And I just knew there was something more that I wanted to do, just other than, you know, serving the community, feeding the homeless, and doing all of these things, to be a part of different organizations. And then he was like, well, why don't you start a podcast? You know, and I was just like, well, how do I do that?
Right.
You know what I mean? How do I start a podcast? I have no idea. And he's like, well, I have my own podcast. I'll teach you and I'll help you. And so Chuck was a big part of how this all transpired, Circle Talk. And, you know, unfortunately, about 4 months into the show, he ended up passing away from cancer. He had been dealing with a long fight with cancer, probably about 8 years he had fought.
Oh, wow.
And it finally caught him. But shout out to Chuck and his family, amazing guy. And when he passed, I just knew that it was what he wanted me to do. So I just couldn't give it up. And so I continued it and just enjoy the opportunity to obviously talk to people about their lives and give them an opportunity to share who they are to the world, you know, kind of like what we're doing right now.
Exactly. So you're kind of passed the baton by him. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Now you mentioned volunteer work, and that is one thing I wanted to talk about as well. So you, your volunteer work kind of came before you started Circle Talk. So let's talk about the volunteer work. What, let's see. So I really don't even know what volunteer work what do you do?
Well, let me go ahead and take you back then, because in 2019, I created a nonprofit called The Circle. That's where it all started for me. And The Circle is an acronym for Challenge, Intelligence, Responsibility, Commitment to Love, and Empathy. It was just an opportunity for me to connect with like-minded people that wanted to help build up our community in any way we could. And so I was going to different organizations and watching things online, and anything that I could see that I could be an asset to the events that they were doing. I was like, hey, is it possible I can come out? Because I didn't know what I really wanted to do.
Right.
I just knew I wanted to have an opportunity to help. in any way, shape, or form. And so I was helping a lot of different people in the community, whether they were doing, the encampments of homelessness that was going on. I don't know if you guys remember back on the hilltop when they were at what is that park? People's Park. There was tents all through People's Park, and there was a couple organizations that were going there every week and serving the community and making sure that those people got fed. I was like, hey, how can I help? And so I jumped on with them and was helping them. And when the ceasefire Tacoma thing went down, I was, volunteering with them and just trying to be involved as much as I possibly could. But that's where it originally started. And I learned another thing. This is another thing from another person that was a big asset in my life. A guy named Greg Snyder. He was doing a big thing as far as helping all of these different encampments, and he was going and doing it every July, August, September, October, November. Always out there, just working hard for the people that were homeless and needed help. And eventually, again, this is another person that I really learned a lot from that ended up passing away. And after he passed, I decided that I wanted to continue doing it. And for the last 4 years, I have been doing Thanksgiving in July, which is an opportunity for me to go out into the community and, create meals for at least 80 to 100 people. And I've done that for the last 4 years. And also in Thanksgiving, we do the same thing. We go out to the community and feed 80 to 100 homeless people, just, because that is an opportunity for us to give back. It's very, very crazy on these streets. And we need more people that really want to help them. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of where it kind of started for me.
So what would you say to somebody who wants to help and volunteer, but just does not know how to get started?
It's really simple. It's like me. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted to get involved.
Yeah.
And so for me, I just went online and I looked up things that were going on in the community. Like Facebook was really big for me. I have a lot of friends that are involved in these streets and helping in the streets. And so I reached out to a lot of people that were planning on doing these events. And to me, it's just like, talking to people, asking them around. If you know someone that is involved in any way, shape, or form and has their own thing that they've been doing for a while, like for example, hey, I wanted to do something with kids. Who could I look at? Who can I think about? Gatewood, Brian Gatewood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all about who you know, and even if you don't know them, reaching out to them and see if they have a direction for you if they don't have it. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's just you gotta do the groundwork. If you truly are about that life and it's something that you want to do, you gotta hustle any way, shape, or form to get out there and make it happen.
Okay. So. That's good to know, because I've been wanting to get into more volunteer work. I used to volunteer at the food bank near my place, but I want to do more than that, So that's good to know.
And there are people like churches, for example. There are a lot of churches that are out there every day. And I know that's not something that we can ideally do, is be out there every day and help everyone. Yeah. But if there's a day that you're available to get out and be, of assistance to these people, maybe get in contact with a few of the churches that are doing it and just make sure you're there, So, yeah.
Okay, well, that makes sense why Circle Talk podcast was created then, in a sense. So, because a lot of your guests are community-based people. So how do you choose your guests?
Same thing. Just, I know a lot of people. I've been in the community a long time. This is my home. So I know a lot of people that are doing great things, just by watching, scrolling, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, whatever it is. You see what people are truly doing in a community.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just like, for example, I got really lucky and had the opportunity to interview like Eric Powers, for example. I met Eric Powers when I was in high school. because I was a singer, and he came to Tacoma and was at the downtown YMCA, doing an event, late
Yeah.
night event, and I happened to be in there and I sang, and he heard about me, and the rest is history. We've been friends ever since then. But it's just knowing people that are doing good things, and even if you don't know them, reaching out and say, hey, I see what you're doing in the community. Is it possible you can come and be a part of my podcast? And it hasn't been easy. I don't know for you, but I know a lot of people, and they still be like, let me think about it. I'm like,
Yep.
yo, we boys I've known you for a long time. You don't want to come and hang out? Okay, I see what it is. But, I've been blessed to have, over 220 people come and share their lives and their stories and all the amazing things that they have done in our world. It's not just in Tacoma. I reach out to everybody everywhere, you know what I mean? And so it's been a blessing, and I enjoy it. I'm pretty sure you do enjoy it as well. You know what I mean?
Yes, I mean, this isn't something I ever thought that I would ever do, because like I told you in our interview, I don't like being in front of the camera. That's new for me. So, but it's become fun. I love getting to know people like you who are doing just incredible things and highlighting other people who, in the community that really need that. They really should get their flowers.
Absolutely.
And I love that.
Yes.
My podcast, we all know I pre-record and then drop later. You go live. I couldn't.
Yeah.
Why? So what made you decide to go live versus recording?
Money. I'm gonna keep it real. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta have money to be able to do all that stuff. Like when I first started my podcast, it was at my house. And that's how I got down. I did everything. I had me a little laptop, and I got me this little program, and that was it. And I just went live from that. You know what I mean? And so I was like, yo, I don't make a ton of money now. I got 5 kids. Let me let y'all know. I got the whole 9 over here. But man, money was the biggest reason why I didn't do it. And shout out to my guy Marvin Patterson. He is always on me every single podcast. Bro, it'd be better if you just tape stuff, yada yada yada. He says that to me all the time. But I was like, I just like what I do. You know
what
I mean?
You should say to him? Come on my show. Then he'll stop talking.
He's been on my show.
He has?
Yes.
What? And I can't get you on my show, Marvin? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
We're going to change that.
But Marvin, me and Marvin are 25 years in. You know what I'm saying? Me and Marvin used to work together. And he's always been my friend. When I did music, he was one of the only people that supported me wherever I went. He came to all my shows.
That's
you know what I
awesome.
mean? And just we've been friends ever since. So shout out to Marvin Patterson.
Shout out to him. He's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's one of the most memorable moments or guests that you've had?
That's tough because I can't, there's not one that I can say overtakes the rest. I think truthfully, my spirit has been lifted every single time I get the opportunity to connect with these kids. Like this Teen of the Month thing has been so uplifting to me. I've been focusing a lot of my attention on the youth, and like they need it, because I remember when I was a kid and I was in the gifted program and all the advanced classes in school, and I was in a group called Schoolboys, and we was singing all over the place, singing the national at Seahawks games, Mariners games, everywhere. We was doing all these big things, and all I wanted was somebody I knew to say, yo, you guys are doing amazing. Somebody from my streets to say I was doing amazing, and there was never that person. And so I was like, I'm gonna do that. That's truly what I want to do. And it took me a while to get it up and running, but once we got it going, it's just been such a blessing to do these kids. Shout out to all of them. I don't even know if y'all watching. If you do, shout out to every single one of our Teen of the Month candidates. All of them and amazing in their own our own lives. You know what I mean? So.
Yes, and that's definitely one thing I wanted to highlight was your Teen of the Month series, because again, we don't give the younger generation much props.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's with each generation, we just never did get, you know, recognized as we should if we are doing, you know, amazing things
Yes.
like
Yes.
that. And so what made you decide, well, you kind of already said, how
Well, I
do
mean, if
you
you
like,
ask it, I may have an answer.
I
I'm not-
may, so what
'cause I
really
got
made
answers for
you,
everything.
what really made you decide to start this Teen of the Month? How did it get going?
I think, you know, and
And
I'm going to keep it 100. I know what you're going to ask. Let me just go ahead and break it down for you guys. You know, I could get in trouble for this, but that's okay. I got broad shoulders. So I loved working with, you know, all these people in the community.
Yeah.
And, you know, reaching out to individuals that I've known and people that I haven't known that, you know, were special. And I thought that I would, you know, build our relationships even, you know, stronger than they were. And then there was a few moments where I'm reaching out to people that I've known for a very long time. And the pushback has been, you know, just crazy to me. And at one point I heard from a friend of mine, I'm not going to go into details about what happened, but basically someone said that what I am doing is minute compared to what they are doing in the world. And that to me kind of gave me a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm going to pump my brakes on doing people that are doing great things in the community just for a minute and focus my attention on something that I think would be beneficial. And so I just started to reach out to the youth. I have some amazing youth in my world. My kids shout out to my kids. They're so amazing in their own, their own worlds. You know, I have two of them in college. I got two of them getting ready to go into college, and my son, you know, he's a lot, but I think he's destined for greatness as well. But I just remember just my time as a youth and wanting to be accepted and loved. You know, obviously I'm not trying to go into the whole details of my upbringing, but you know, I've come from a pretty broken home, and you know, a lot of, you know, drugs and alcohol and abuse. It has kind of, you know, put me in a place where, you know, I'm a lot more open about just me and the things that I go through.
Yeah.
But I know the youth need it because I went through it. And the time, when those dark moments when I really just needed somebody to say, hey, are you okay? I never had that. And so I always wanted to be that person. And so, long story short, the reason why I chose the youth is because I believe they needed more, you know?
Yeah.
They need someone to love them, even when everybody else is praising them. They need to be, you know, gifted and showered with as much love as they can get. And it's not just the ones that are doing great. And a lot of people have this idea that the Teen of the Month is just for people that are doing amazing things. It's for every one of these youth that are showing signs, or even the ones that are going through hardships. Like my December Teen of the Month was a young lady that's paraplegic in a wheelchair. She just needed an opportunity to be uplifted just for making it in life. You know what I mean? Because she wasn't supposed to be here until 18 years old. She was supposed to be gone a long time ago, but she made it. And so because I knew her story and I heard about it, I was like, I have to highlight her,
Yeah.
you know, just for living and continuing to be an amazing person, you know. And so it's not just about the ones that are, you know, on the honor roll and gifted when it comes to, you know, sports. It's about those that truly need it, you know, and yeah.
That's awesome. I can tell you're really passionate about it too, as you're talking about it, and that's needed. That's awesome. I really love that.
Yeah.
So besides being on your show, obviously, what do the Teen of the Months like get anything? What do they?
Well, obviously, you know, shout out to my sponsors, the DMAC Foundation, iShouta.com, and obviously I Am Heyday Creative Space, we all come together to shower them with gifts.
Yeah.
Whether it's a hoodie, a gift card, if they're like specializing, if they're a dancer, we have people that we know that are involved in the dance.
That's cool.
Obviously, we had we had a couple football players that excelled in football and whatnot, and so we have some 7-on-7, things for them. Our teen of the month for, I think it was May, was Ayana Allen, and she got an opportunity to go and hang out with the Seahawks. We gave her tickets to the Seahawks. And so it's just, we just try to, shower them with love and anything that may be directed towards what they're doing in their life and the reason why they are doing amazing things or whatever. So absolutely, they're always giving gifts. We always make sure we give them love. That's
awesome.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, because I know you do work with the DMAC Foundation.
Yes.
And yeah, I was just curious because I think you even showed like certificates and stuff that you hand them.
Yeah,
and
shout out to
it's
the
just
DMAC
super cool.
Foundation. They're pretty amazing. Pretty amazing.
That's awesome. How has hosting Circle Talk influenced your own growth?
Well, I think just every time I talk about just Circle Talk, it's always about just my journey as a musician and how I went from being this cocky, overconfident singer-songwriter musician to where I'm at today, where when it was dropped on me, because I'm a firm believer God works in mysterious ways, and this opportunity and this idea of giving back was from him, because I never thought I would be doing this. I never thought I would be a podcaster. No way. I thought I would be doing music for the rest of my life. But he dropped this on me. He said, David, this is what you need to do, and this is an opportunity for you to flip the script and give people their flowers instead of always expecting flowers. And so that's kind of where it all kind of came to fruition. So
okay.
Does it make sense?
It does make sense. That's heavy, actually.
Yeah.
Now you have really become heavier on TikTok, going live on TikTok.
Yeah.
What started that? Why did you decide to kind of move platforms?
Oh, there's money over there.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
I love your honesty.
There's money and we're in TikTok. I mean, I've been on Facebook for a long time and they ain't paid me much of a dime. So the idea to, I mean, it's a whole new world.
Yeah.
Truthfully, it is. It's a whole new world and a whole plethora of people that, are amazing in their own aspects of things. I started this thing on TikTok called TikTok Stories. And I was reaching out to musicians, whether it was singers, songwriters, people that played instruments, and giving them the same platform that I did with Circle Talk.
Yeah.
I was doing it just on TikTok. And so, I did that for, like 5-6 months, something like that. Started in September, and I kind of ventured off of it in January. Was it February when we started the competition? Yeah, about February is when we kind of got into a whole singing competition. But yeah, I love the opportunity to meet new faces and connect with new people, and the idea of it being lucrative, also was a plus as well. So yeah.
I mean, yeah. I was asked a question recently by somebody, why have I not tried to monetize? I'm like, well,
right.
I don't think I can. For one, I feel like if I started right now, I would lose my passion for it pretty quick.
Really?
I think, right, at least right now, like I just need to have more, I just need to build it up a little bit more for me. But I mean, if I could make money off of it and put it right back into things, it'd be amazing.
Your setup is one of the best I've seen out there, man. This is where it's at. And the first time I seen this, and I'm sorry, I'm going sidebar on y'all, but first time I seen this, I was like, that is like the coolest thing ever. I need to get me something set up like that. I'm sitting in my couches, my whole couches, they're all bland and brown, and she's got all these bright couches. Word on the beat, I didn't even have none of that stuff. I'm like, how come I can't get up to that potential. You know, so I'm stealing some of this. I promise you.
Man, this was the setup, though. Goodness.
It's the best setup I've been around.
I do like it.
I
It's
ain't gonna
just,
lie.
you know.
Shout out to L Rock in the back.
Right? No,
I ain't gonna leave you out, man. You
Rock-
doing your thing, brother.
El Rock gets me right every time. He's not going to let me look crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know.
Yeah.
We got standards here at LX3.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But you went from your couch at your home to Heyday Studio.
Yes, yes.
So how has it been? How was it transitioning to that and like working with Heyday and all of them?
I'm gonna tell you guys. I got a lot to say.
Say it all.
You know, working on a couch is comfortable. It's easy. You know, I don't have to worry too much about, you know, obviously the financial side of things. And originally, and it's a great story, but originally when me and Haiti decided to work together, I wanted to do my first teen of the month there, and he told me it was going to be a certain price, and I was like, man, let's try it. Let's see what happens. All right, let's go. And so, you know, I paid for it. We did it in the studio. It went so amazing. Everything worked out. All the sponsors was there. And as crazy as it may be, for some reason we were talking about just the aesthetics of his place and how comfortable it was just being there. And one of the sponsors, shout out to Steve, was talking about how he works on floors, and he was like, yo, maybe you should talk to him about, you know, getting a couple sessions and I'll do his floor for him. And I was like, what? And so Heyday was like, well, I've been waiting for somebody to do my floors.
Yeah.
And these guys instantly meet and they connect, and he does his whole floor for him at the studio.
Okay, so that's how that came about.
And
I was
so,
wondering.
Yeah. I'm not.
He always is making improvements of some kind.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
we all are, you
Yeah.
know, with what we do. So
Steve went and his company went in and redid his whole floor for us to have a place to do the teen of the months.
okay,
That's how it all happened.
wow.
Yeah. One of the dopest things ever, and you know, God works in mysterious ways, y'all. I kid you not. We went there one time. It wasn't like I had been going there a lot. I went there one time. I paid for it and everything, and they just happened to have a conversation. We was talking. He overheard us. They mixed it up, and the rest is history.
Nice.
Yeah. So you know, dope. Just dope.
That is cool. So I had a question in my head, and then, you know, it went away because that happens to me a lot on my shows.
It's all good.
So what? Oh, sponsorships. Duh.
Yeah.
What exactly is what's a sponsorship, and how do you what's the relationship between sponsorships and your podcast?
I mean, honestly, y'all, like, you know, sponsorship is, you know, it's a give and a take and a take and a give. It's what can I give to them that's going to help them, and how am I going to benefit what they are doing. And, you know, I've been truly honored and blessed to be a part of, you know, obviously iShots is my guy, and, you know, anytime he does shows, he always has me come out and, you know, do, you know, media work. Sometimes he has me do photos and, you know, like, and in the same aspect, you know, he is a huge piece of what I do. He has been financially available for me. He's helped me in so many ways. Like these lights y'all got, he bought me the same lights, same setup. I didn't have any. I used a basic little circle light, you know, like everybody else uses.
Yeah.
And, you know, because he wanted to see me do better. And so that's exactly what the sponsorship is. If he needs help, I go and help him. And when he needs help with something, you know, I do that, in the same, vice versa. We just kind of go back and forth with it. You know, I've done a lot of things for the DMAC Foundation. They're doing events, and they're like, yo, can you come and help and, you know, just, you know, be an MC. And y'all know I can talk. Y'all been listening. I can talk. So I go out and do what it does, you know what I'm saying? And in return, they're always involved with the Teen of the Month and, anything that I may have going on. Like, for example, before we go anywhere, the Teen of the Month barbecue is August 16th. We are having all the teens and their parents and their families come together. We're going to be doing a barbecue, doing a meet and greet, getting them all together for an opportunity to just excel, lift each other up, and celebrate all their amazing things that they have done so far. We're going to have some guest speakers. We're going to have Marquita Evans of Attention Juice and Smoothies Bar. We're going to have Sean Peterson of Revolution Fitness. And then last but not least, we're going to have Dr. John Gaines of Push Love.
Okay.
So it's going to be an amazing event from 3 to 7, August 16th. If you would like to sponsor or donate to an event, we got to pay for the caterer, the person that's doing the food. All you got to do is hit up Circle Work 24/7, 365. Cash App, Venmo. Holla at your boy.
Oh, those are the numbers. We didn't even. Okay, so funny story. Elle did a story prior to this, like, hey, we added again with who's your guest coming, David Hayes. So I was like, he was like, what's his Instagram? I was like, just type in David Hayes, and then it came up Circle Work with all these numbers, and we're like, I don't know what the numbers are for, but okay.
Everybody gets confused. 24/7. 365, 24 hours, 7 days a week.
We're dumb.
Yeah, that's what it is, y'all. Circle Work, 24/7, 365.
Really glad you said that, because I was going to keep thinking, I don't know what.
You need to change that shit.
All these numbers.
Yes, that's me. Now that you see it, now that you guys hear it, it makes sense.
Yeah, definitely don't change that.
It makes sense.
Work 24/7, 365.
Holla at your boy.
Oh,
That's it.
man. That's
Yes.
awesome. Whew.
Did you just figure that out too?
No, I've known it for a while, but not the same. And it's
Right.
Yeah, but once I break it down, people are like, oh, okay.
Really? As soon as you said it, I was like,
I looked at Elle, he looked at me. I was like, okay.
Yes.
No, that's
yes,
awesome. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Well,
That's so funny.
one thing I really, really love about our interactions is just how open you are to like you said, you're a talker. So, you just go up to people. I don't know how you do that. I'm terrible at that. But at the album release party for Legacy Jones, I wasn't even thinking about sitting down with him I was going to do a later thing, which we still need to do.
Right.
Legacy Jones. But it was just amazing. And then you included me. And I really appreciated that because
Absolutely.
you didn't have to do that
Right.
at all. And you were just like, let's both get in on this.
Absolutely. We both are in this line of just realm of life and connecting with people is what we do. So I just felt like it would be so organic to do something different and connect and just pass it back and forth.
Yeah,
I've never seen it done. I was like, yo, it just came to me. Aha, let's do it.
Let's do it. And I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I was not ready.
Absolutely.
But hey, I guess I got to be on 10 all the time
Yes,
now.
yes.
Because that really did teach me a lot. Like, oh my goodness.
Yes.
I can do it anything, anywhere with,
Right.
even just with my phone.
And honestly, I haven't always been that way. It's like when I say Marvin Patterson has been a big asset, this guy has taught me so much.
Yeah.
He said, always be ready, because you just never know when you're going to have an opportunity to meet someone. I've met so many amazing people because of Marvin, and I've interviewed so many amazing people because of Marvin and his thoughts.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, there's Life Jennings. Go interview him. I was like, there's a whole bunch of people around him.
Right. Right.
Go interview him. And sure as heck, I ran up while everybody's trying to get him, IDs and autographs and want to talking to him. And I went right in the middle. And sure as heck, I got an interview with him, and Carl Thomas, people that just, we get nervous about, getting in their faces because there's all these people around them. But, if you truly want it, you just got to go get it. You know what I mean? And, if he says no, then they say no.
True.
But
that's the worst they can do, I guess, huh?
that's
Just
it.
say no.
That's it. But yeah, I've definitely learned a lot from, it's taken me a long time to be comfortable enough to say, I'm not going to take no until I hear it. Because sometimes it's our mind that says, nah, you can't do that.
We're telling ourselves no
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
we even get their response. Yeah, no,
Exactly.
I did that this weekend. I was at a comedy show. I saw Ian Lara, who's become my favorite comic.
Yeah.
I wanted to go up to him so bad. And I did. I had a conversation with him, but not about Word on the Beat. And I that's like a regret every time I feel like I miss an opportunity because I'm telling myself,
Yes.
I don't want to hear no,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm just not big enough
Right.
for, and it's just, yeah.
Right. Should never listen to that voice in your
No.
head that tells you you can't do it, because you can. And unless somebody tells you otherwise, go get it. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like even if they tell you otherwise, prove them wrong.
yeah, absolutely.
I've proved myself wrong on this, so.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
But yeah, I just, wow.
Mhm.
You got a lot of things that you've said that have just made me really think.
Yeah,
So appreciate you.
absolutely, absolutely. I'm just happy that I had the opportunity to come and share space. I definitely knew that this was going to be an amazing opportunity for both of us to connect, and I do appreciate it. I haven't been interviewed in years, but it feels good. It feels
Yeah.
good.
Well, you were my first interview, if you couldn't tell, because I know I didn't realize my answers were so short until I looked
Yeah.
back at it and I was like, oh my goodness, I
Yeah.
have a lot to improve on that. But I knew that I'm kind of glad we waited this long
Yeah.
for ours because I become more comfortable, in front of the camera for myself, and then I got to know you a lot better throughout the last year.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely. I appreciate it. I
Yeah.
had an amazing time. If y'all need to know anything else about me, y'all can catch me at Circle Work 24/7, 365. I mean, you can catch it on most of my platforms or look up David Hayes.
Yep.
Easy.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me and taking
Yeah.
the time.
For sure.
And again, tell people where they can find you. Actually, we didn't even talk about when your show is live. When do you go live on TikTok with Circle?
Honestly, I don't have a specific date, time. I just, because all of it is based on, because I'm just doing teens pretty much all this year. I've started to include other people into my podcast, and I'm starting to get back into it slowly but surely. But I've been focusing my attention this year on the youth, and next month I will let everybody know when it goes on when we select our youth for August. But I think right now we're focusing our attention more on the barbecue and the meet and greet that we haven't chosen a youth for August yet. But as soon as we do, I will let everybody know. But please, if you guys have not followed us on YouTube, make sure you guys go to Circle Talk, one word, on YouTube to find out all the information on what's going on, what's next. You can catch all the different people that I've interviewed, including her. Definitely, that's where you can find all my stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect. And I'll have all that linked when I drop this too.
Absolutely.
And so people can just click on it real quick from the interview page. So
For sure.
yeah, well, David, thank you so much.
I thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I had a great one.
Of course.
Great time.
Everybody, this has been another episode of Word on the Beat. You got to check this one out. David Hayes is amazing. Go check him out. Follow, subscribe, share, like everything he does. And stay tuned for the next one. Thanks for watching the Word on the Beat talk show. Be sure to follow us on all social media at Word on the Beat 1. That's Word on the Beat with the number 1. And visit our website at wordonthebeat.net for more updates and content. See you next time.